At the end of 40 days, they returned from exploring the land. They came back to Moses and Aaron and the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the desert of Paran. There they reported to them and to the whole assembly and showed them the fruit of the land. They gave Moses this account. We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here it is his fruit. 28. But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw descendants of Anak there. 29. The Amalekites lived in the Negev. The Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites lived in the hill country, and the Canaanites lived near the sea and the land and along the Jordan. 30. Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, we should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. 31. But the men who had gone up with him said, we can't attack these people. They are stronger than we are. They spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. They said, the land we explored devoured those living in it. All the people we saw there are of great size. 33. We saw the Nephilim there. The descendants of Anak came from Nephilim. We seem like grasshoppers in our eyes, and we look the same to them. May God bless His word. Today, by the grace of God, God wants us to be exalted in the topic. Confidence in God leads to success. Confidence in God leads to success. The story we read, Labari Nina Ayan Israel, because of time, we don't need to go to the whole story and so that we understand more. But I want to believe we are Bible students, so we know the story very well. From where we read, I think we started from verse 1. We saw that it came to a time that the Israelites have neared the promised land. They were still in the wilderness. And the Lord was here, domin su shiga kasan alkawali. Sai sun gano a kan cewa kasan alkawalin ba su gane yanayinsa ba. Don shi akwai mutane da suke rayuwa a wannan wuraren duka. So ya kamata su zama da masaniya yaya ne garin yake, yaya ne mutane yake, me ake bukata domin su shirya kansu kamar su shiga cikin wannan kasa. So abin da za su shi ne su tura ɗan leƙen asiri. So they now ask each tribe to provide one person from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. And so was done. And those 12 were sent on a 40-day errand. They went there for 40 days. They explored the land. They spied the land from city to city, from town to town, from hill to hill, from valley to valley, and they understood and saw everything that the land stands for. And now they came back. Now it's time to give report. Their report will now determine either to proceed or not to proceed. Their report will be the benchmark upon which the decision will be reached or arrived at to take the promised land or not. And now they reported not only to Moses and Aaron but to the whole assembly. We saw the land. The land, of course, is good. Truly, it flows with milk and honey. The land was fortified because it is a custom. I want to look at it. Every town, every city is not open like they live now. Every city has a wall that defends it. In fact, not only a wall, the walls are giant walls. This wall we are talking about from those places we read, the Canaan city, the thickness of that wall is between 5 to 7.4 meters. The thickness, not the length, the thickness only, to tell you that these cities were well fortified against any aggression, against any invasion. And now they have understood and reported. Wannan kasar garuruwan da suna da kyau, amma mun gan zuriyar ana aure. Bai sai a can ba. They went further to say the land devours its inhabitants. It's a contradiction. If you saw people there that the people are mighty, giants, then you went further to say the land devours people. Then how come? How did these people become giants if the land has been devouring them? Now the problem with Israel at that time is the lack of confidence in God that owned the land. Because this land they are going in, it is never their land. It is land that God has destined to hand over to them. They never knew that place. Ubangiji ne ya ba su wurin alkawari da yayi. Ku mallaki wannan ƙasa. But sadly, unfortunately, the land is not an easy land to take. The promised land was never an easy land for Israel to take. They have to suffer through the wilderness. They have to suffer through whatever they will think of before they can reach to that promised land. And lo and behold, among them, they gave up. They gave up. And what was the cause of that? Lack of confidence in God. The lack of confidence in God whom has promised. Because this land was promised hundreds of years before they were established. Let's go to chapter 14. Just me, the work at Surah Goma Shabu. We'll read 1 to 4. That night, all the members of the community raised their voices and waved aloud. Oh, all the Israelites grumbled against Moses and Aaron. And the whole assembly said to them, if only we had died in Egypt, or in this wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us to this land only to let us fall by the sword? Our wives and children will be taken as plunder. Will it be better for us to go back to Egypt? And they said to each other, we should choose a leader and go back to Egypt. You see the problem of lack of confidence in God. Now the rumors were so great. Ainta yayatawa. Ƙarya, tsantsa, ba za mu iya mutum goma sun ba da shani gaba ɗaya. To yanzu ya zama ni, za mu zo kashe mu ne a nan, Allah ne wani irin Allah ne, iya zai fita mu daga Masar, iya zai kawo cikin dajin nan, yana zama mutu ne, matanmu da yaranmu, da aikinmu za su zama abun ganima. Now they started thinking, the only solution, let's choose a leader that will lead us back to Egypt. And if you have looked, what is Egypt in the life of an Israelite? What is Egypt? Egypt does not only represent a land or a country. Egypt represents a slavery, represents a way of sin, represents bondage, represents all things that you can think is against the ethics and standards of God. And this is the place they prefer to go. This is the land they desire to go back to, Egypt. Listen, the Israelites were never treated as kings or princes in Egypt. They were treated like slaves as slaves. They were not given respect as human beings. You know the way slaves are treated. So that is the way they were treated. And now that is the way, that is the place they want to go back to. And this is the story of many of us today in the church. Muna faɗin zunubi. It's supposed to depend on God and wait for God, wait upon God. We now not, we now correct after sin. We lose hope, we lose confidence in God. Say muna faɗin zunubi. We go back to sin. We prefer to live in sin than to please God. We prefer to live in sin than to fight for the promised land that God has promised. a Christian, do you have a promised land? What is your promised land? What is your promised land as a child of God? Listen, and listen why. If you do not have a promised land as a child of God, there's no need for you existing. If you don't have a promised land in your life, no need for you to exist. And this promised land will never come easy. Before you reach your promised land, you must conquer Goliath. You must conquer children of Anak. You must conquer serpents. You must conquer all sorts of harshness of the weather. You must resist before you will step your feet inside the promised land. Are you willing to fight for your promised land? You can succeed with your promised land if you have confidence in God. But this time we read about them, they lack confidence in God. They wrote God off. They prefer to go back to Egypt than to fight for what God has promised them. Sun gwammace su koma cikin bautar tara, bautar cikin zunubi da su yakan abin da Allah ya alkawarta musu, da su yi yaki, su yi fada don abin da Allah ya ba su har su mallake shi. That's the story of many believers today. We don't have the confidence to fight for what is ours. We don't have the confidence to go after what belongs to us, what God has promised, what God has destined us. We don't have the confidence to stand for it. And if you cannot stand for what God has promised for you, what is the purpose of your life? If you have nothing to live for, nothing to fight for, there's nothing for you to live for. If there's nothing for you to fight for in life, no need for you to live for. What are you living for? People lack confidence. Yana zama makareci. Because mun ji labarin nan an shi guda goma nan. Sun ce muna nan kamar fari, we look like grasshoppers. These people did not talk to them. The inhabitants of the promised land never told them that you people look like grasshoppers. They never say that to them. But su da suke ba su da wannan amincewa cewa su isa su yi wani abu, sun ce ai muna nan kamar fari ne a gaban mutane nan, kuma haka suke kallon mu. Because they say we look like grasshoppers to them, and so they look like us. What a complete lie to deceive the congregation. And they succeeded in spreading that lie. They succeeded in destabilizing the community with that lie. Listen, grasshoppers will never reach the promised land. If you think you are a grasshopper, you will never reach the promised land. Because that's what happened. Let's read verse 20. Verse 20 of chapter 14. The Lord replied, I have forgiven them, as you said, because Moses and Aaron pleaded. Ubangiji ya fushi da su to Musa ya yi addu'a. Ubangiji ya ji, and now he replied, he said, the Lord replied, I have forgiven them as you asked. Nevertheless, that is God for you. Nevertheless, as surely as I live, and as surely as the glory of the Lord fills the whole earth, not one of those who saw my glory and the signs I performed in Egypt and in the wilderness, but who disobeyed me and tested me 10 times, no one of them will ever see the promised land I promised on earth to their ancestors. No one who has treated me with contempt will ever see it. But because my servant Caleb has a different spirit and followed me wholeheartedly, I will bring him into the land he went to, and his descendants will inherit it. Those people that saw themselves as grasshoppers, when they go to Sufari, none of them has entered the promised land. is God for you. He forgives, but he punishes. None of them entered the promised land. None. Except Caleb and Joshua. None. Please mark this. These Israelite people, the scripture, they are in hundreds of thousands. But when we took Goma money, but we took Ashili money back, they are in hundreds of thousands. And Lisaki Akiba, I don't think, and I said, Mozane, when they took Kayaki. So it means, in Kahaya, Yara, Mozan, they are not yet men in age. The Mata, they are thousands of thousands. But out of all this, only two enter the promised land. Only two. Mutu katan. Two kasiga kasan atawali. Two only in thousands. Why? Because they see themselves as grasshoppers. Too far in expected. How do you see yourself before your enemy? I don't understand. Father, do you know what that is? Father, do you know it? You know, some count Father that when I am going to say, how do you want to think of Father? Father, what do you know about something more? A man, possibly they are taller than me. She is going to any case about Father. Like a grasshopper. And I think she didn't think you are not looking at your own father. But that is what the Israelites taught the world. So much that I tell Allah, so much the Allah ya put the food Masar, yet the Kogi, Ganua, water, sea becoming a wall to which I so much down. So much is like any carrying Allah in a bath. Maka da sun tashi za su yake su za su halaka su wuta da ya cinye su daga su all this is there for God. That's why the word of God says, God said, those who saw my glory, those who saw my glory. So it means they saw the glory of God, they beheld the glory of God, and now they turn around to say they are God's purpose. Ko yaro na ne ya ce Baba ni na kaman fara ya shiga uku ni na mutum ne ma haka yaro karami ne hadari bai gina wata kuma karami ne amma a hakan sun zai ce min yana kaman fara I want to please with him. But these are mature women, leaders. An zaɓo su ne daga cikin kabilun nan a matsayin I don't know how to put it, wato wanda sun kware amma sun gan kansu That's the way what we believe when we believe in ourselves. You believe in yourself, you lack confidence. You see yourself as nothing. How will somebody see you as something? Tell me. Is he at fault? Ni Farah. How will I look like a father? Lack of confidence in God will make you look yourself like a father. Lack of confidence in the living God will make you belittle yourself. So if you want to conquer, if you want to reach the promised land that God has destined you, you must see yourself as a giant. When nobody looks at you as a giant, look at yourself as a giant, because wars are won by giants. Wars are won by warriors, but not by grasshoppers. Fara baya cinye yaki ba, ana cinye shi ne. Yes. What war will a fara do? Fara me zai? Yaki me zai? Cinye shi muke. Muna cin fara ne. Fara cin shi ake. Daɗi kuma. If you want to succeed, The message of God today for us is we must have confidence in this living God. Remember David. When he saw Goliath coming to him, David was a young child at that time. He wasn't even mature. He wasn't even qualified to enlist into the army. Montana, when he came, he had a accommodation. He was a young man. He's a small boy. He doesn't know how to use a bow, arrow. He doesn't know how to use a spear. The armed Spanish guy like him, because he was a complete child. When he saw Goliath coming, you know what he did? He said, I'm coming to you in the name of God, the Father, the living God. He came to Goliath in the name of the living God. And you know the story. Goliath, but remember somebody. Jairus, he had everything you can think of. Mayaki, breastplate, the shield, the bow, the arrow, the spear, the helmet. He had everything. Everything Goliath had. David had only what? A sling and some few stones. Had it been David saw himself as a grasshopper, Goliath would have consumed him. That Goliath had breakfast for lunch. But he sees himself as a warrior. Not he that matters, but the God in him is what matters. Ultimately, what God is telling us today, that destiny that God has placed before you, you must conquer it. You have to conquer that destiny. That promised land, you have to go into that promised land. You must take possession of what God has destined to you, but you need confidence in God. You don't need to be scared. You don't need to look at what people say about you. You don't need to think of what people think you are. You don't need to think from where you came from, your family history, your family tree. You don't need all this. That doesn't matter. What matters is the living God you serve. If you have confidence in Him, like Caleb and Joshua did, you will conquer. You will succeed in your promised land. But if you do not, if you see yourself as a grasshopper, mind you, grasshopper never, and will never win your war. Father, we thank you for your word. We bless you. We know that God will speak to us even more. Help us to meditate upon your word. We thank you for in Jesus'